Season 11, episode 3. So, we all love food. I definitely love food. I'm more of a sweets guy. I'm like a steak potato guy. I'm a sweets. As far as like restaurants, if there were three types of restaurants, you have your super high end, you have your waitress, you wait to sit down, all that sort of thing. Then you have your like mid grade. My mid grade is like Chipotle and Red Robin and places like that. And then you would have your fast food. Where does the CPO family live? Like, do you try to do all three of them? Do you have a favorite kind of, category? Where do you guys land at?
The Scipio family loves mom's cooking. I cook
Okay.
just about every day for my family, and they love it. I love to cook for my family, and they love to eat my cooking. So we don't go out to eat often just because we just like what I cook. But if we are gonna go out to eat, we would do our favorite lately has been like a Chili's. That has been kind of like our favorite. Now, side note, this is not a sponsored podcast, but my favorite kind of middle ground has been Panera lately because they do no artificial colors or no artificial flavorings. It's all pretty clean. So I've been kind of leaning more to that if I'm gonna like do a drive-through type situation.
Yeah, yeah, I totally get it. Panera's good. Yeah, I mentioned Chipotle. Chipotle was one of our favorites, but that was back when we lived with like a modern society. Now we don't. Now we live in the sticks, and there's a lot of like cool mom and pop restaurants, which is good. Um, there's a handful of those, or really a couple that we kind of go to. Fast food, you try to stay away from fast food as much as possible. Like Taco Bell kind of is my guilty pleasure, maybe a little bit. But yeah, as far as like we tend to when even now and then when we lived in a city, uh the middle grade type stuff is kind of where we lived at quite a bit. Like Jason's Deli, McAllister's, like those deli type shops are really good for us. Jason's Deli's ranch, like they homemade their ranch, which is awesome. Their salad bar is great. It's really,
Nice.
really good. McAllister's is known as the cookie restaurant, the cookie place, because you got those giant cookies. But yeah, so we tend to get went to those places. Also, mom's cooking, high praise. I can't argue that. I'm not even mad at you. So our favorite, well, I should say my favorite. My favorite mom cooking is quite a lot. She does pasta really good, but also she even home makes her Alfredo sauce, which is super fancy. But I'm a steak and potato guy. I love some roast beef with some potatoes, carrots. I eat that all day. I could eat that every single day. I absolutely love it. What does your family love as far as mom's cooking? Like, what's the thing that they just can't have enough of?
They definitely love one of my pasta dishes. I make a baked ziti. That's awesome. Definitely a family favorite. So that is what I would say they love. But I will say, I will not name the fast food restaurant, but there is a fast food restaurant that one of my kids loves. And every time I let this kid eat it, I feel like I'm being a terrible mom because I literally am not sure if it's even real meat. But they love it so much, and so when I let them get it, it's definitely a treat, but every time I pay for it and I hand it to this kid, my mom insides literally cringe, and I'm like, "I cannot believe I'm letting my kid eat this."
Listen, I think I know the restaurant. Now name the colors of the restaurant.
No, because I don't want any hate mail, man. I can't.
Okay, okay. I won't allude to the restaurant because I get that. But I will say this. I'm almost positive I know the exact restaurant you're talking about. And it's you know, I'm feeling you on that. Like I personally feel dirty after I'm in line and I'm making sure like no one knows, that I'm in line. Like I agree with you totally. And you feel like you don't feel great after you eat that food. You just don't. And for like a week later, you still kind of like feel this icky feeling. I totally get it. I totally get it. So, and yeah, and my kids love it. I'm like, what's the deal? I don't understand it, but I'm not. shaming you at all. I don't feel no. Like I agree with you 100%.
Oh, man, that is a story to tell for sure, and that's what we're talking about today, telling better stories, because what better way to connect with people than to tell stories? We're talking about connection all month long here on the podcast. If you missed any of the previous episodes, go back and watch, go back and listen. We talked about just the power of connection and how connection truly is a currency. We also talked about how there's power of showing up where your people are, being on the right platform, understanding the personality of the platform, but then also being present on the platform. And we're continuing that conversation today about telling stories. Now that you're on the platform, now that you are where you're supposed to be in front of the people, telling better stories is one of the fastest way to connect with people. I know, Mitchell, this is your jam. This is your thing. I love to just hear from you, why do stories make people care? I feel like you can tell someone something and then they could not care what you're saying, but when you tell a story, they like lean in and all of a sudden they care about what you're saying. Why is that, do you think?
So it's a lot of elements in that. I think it differs based on the person. And I'm a feeler. I feel a room. I feel the person I'm talking to. I'm a very empathetic person. It doesn't take me long to like get nervous for somebody. That's one of my things. Like I actually like I just get nervous for people. And so it's easy for me to like just lean on that. I remember being a kid, and I probably talked about this before, but I loved movies growing up, and I watched movies all the time. I watched Top Gun when I was like 8 years old, completely inappropriate. But there was something about that movie I just loved. Beetlejuice 2 came out not too long ago. And I was 8 years old when they let me watch, completely inappropriate. But there was something about that movie, about that story, about that comedy, about the drama, about the action on Top Gun. Like, I don't know, it was just all of it. As far as what gravitates people to stories, it's a lot of it. It like in a in a dramatic movie or an action movie specifically, you have to be caught very, very early. For instance, if you watch any of the Avenger movies, so action, right? Fantastical action movies, there's a dramatic scene, high impact, high intensity at the very first 2 seconds. I mean, there's something going on that's getting your attention. If it's a drama movie, you'll see some drama that will just catch you, and you have to see what happens at the next scene. You just have to. And I think that's a part of it, is grabbing someone from the very beginning. Another thing is music. Music is a huge piece of it. Some sort of, I don't know, it just depends on what's happening, if it's action, if it's drama, if it's comedy, whatever. And the music has to fit what the theme of the video is, of the film or whatever it is. So, yeah, there's a lot of different aspects, technical aspect, story aspect. There's audio, as all of it. There's so many pieces to make something that pulls people in. So yeah, there's a lot of different pieces.
Yeah, I love it. I think for me, I think about the fact that stories really tell a person that you're human at the end of the day. Because yes, I want to buy from your business. Yes, I want to be loyal to your brand, but there is this human side to all of us that we want to connect with other humans. And so you sharing your story with me, and I'm realizing that it's not just a brand, it's not just a business, but it's actually a human that I relate to, that I feel like understands me, that I can connect with, that I'm going to want to buy from you. I want to buy from you. Speaking of stories, so at the time of this podcast, homecoming is coming up for my daughter in a couple of weeks. And this past weekend, we went to the mall to go to some different stores to just look for some dresses to kinda just see what her style was. So this is my kid who's not gonna just go to the store, see a dress that she likes, and buys it. She's gotta go to all the stores, look at all the dresses, try on a different styles, then leave, then think about it, what she actually wants, and then we'll go back to actually buy the dress.
Oh my goodness.
So, anyway, we were in a store, and I walked in, and it was like any other dress store, but they were playing music over the intercom that was Christian music. And because I'm a faith person, I immediately resonated with what was playing. Even though I didn't talk to the store owner, their music was telling a story. I could get a little bit of insight to maybe their who they were. And just that little piece, I was like, "Oh, I want to buy something out of this store," because it became more than just a store. It became a place where these people who we have this faith connection, and I wanna support their business. I don't so I feel like just sharing a piece of the human side of you is definitely a great way for people to care and connect to what you have going on.
It's so I cannot agree with you more. People say that basically everything follows cultural trends. And you just talked about, you'll buy from someone or engage with someone that's real. And I just mentioned movies and I mentioned, comic book movies, which is maybe kind of fallen down a little bit as far as the hype over them, but definitely still somewhat popular. But if you go back and you watch some of those, there's like very powerful beings that are in these movies. And one of the first things that movie tries to do is make them human, even though they're not human, but you have to make them relate to the audience that you're talking to. And that's one of the first things that they do. Even if they are human, maybe they don't seem human, but you got to make them feel like human. Anyways, that's definitely something that's so true in today's world. And what you're saying, as far as back down to real life and having a business and you're putting yourself on social media and you're trying to develop stories and all this stuff, the best thing you can do is show them that you're a person, that you feel and you have struggles and you have highlights and you have everything in between. I think we've talked about this many times. We've talked to clients about this. Usually, not every time, but usually, in my opinion, you have entrepreneurs, you have business leaders, and what makes them in a leadership role or an entrepreneur role is that they're humble and you don't feel like people are interested. You don't feel like people would like to know that whatever you do or your product or your service or the story behind it. But and that's honorable. That's a great thing. That's a very humble thing. But that's the best thing that you can do is put yourself out there, put that story out there that people can relate to. That is massive, and I think that's an easy that's a low-hanging fruit that you can do if you can bring yourself to actually do because there's a ton of content there. It's your story. You don't have to study, you don't have to research, it's all right there. It's all in you. If you can just get it out there, that is a giant step forward to people understanding who you are, who the business is, and connect with.
Yeah, no, it's so good. And it speaks to the fact that emotions affect buying decisions. And it's not like you're using emotions to be manipulative. It's just how we were designed. I'm in the store. I have an emotional connection to the song that's being played. And now I want to buy something from this store. So telling that story and drawing people in and making that emotional connection, they're going to want to support your business, be an advocate for your brand, buy from you. So definitely we want to make sure you tell better stories. That means when you are on social media, you aren't on there just to necessarily sell. You're there to show up
Yes.
and serve. Like part of being social, part of connecting with media is literally just showing up. How many times do entrepreneurs, they hear what we say, they want to make connections, they know there's power in it, they're on the right platform, they want to be present, they have a good story, but they literally just don't show up. Something so simple.
Yes, it is simple and it's hard for some. I get it. So we've already talked about sales and go back and listen to the previous seasons for that because it was really good. And I want to hit something that you just talked about that we hit a lot in that season. Emotion. I've been in the sales world for a couple different sides of sales, and in my mind, one of the worst ways you can sell is what they call emotional selling. Well, I take that back. It's not one of the worst. It can get one of the worst, where you lean so heavy on emotions. You prey on sensitive emotions of your client. No, I think that's wrong. I think that's a cheap way of doing it, and I do not wanna we dream, I can speak for you too here on this, we don't think that you should build your business on preying on emotions on selling your products and services. Easily agreeable. But when your excellent product, service, when you're excellent storytelling, when you're excellent, all these things hit emotion. I'm a believer too, and God gave us emotions for a reason, and it's beautiful when all those kind of align and then you're able to just hit a giant home run, not only just for your business, but for your client too. I mean, again, I can easily speak on your behalf on April on this that we want to serve our client as much as we want to be successful also. We want this to be a giant win-win for both. And when you're able to tell your story in an emotional way that's able to connect, that brings them into this excellent product and service and excellent people, you yourself, your team, that's beautiful. That's the goal beyond with all these things is where all these things work together in unison and not prey on anything and not lean too heavy on something else, but where all of it works together. Again, story is a great way. It's a great conduit for these things to all match up and be able to bridge and get someone close so that you can connect and engage with and they can purchase whatever you're looking to sell.
Yeah, I love it. Maybe you're listening or watching and you need help with this, we would love to help you craft a story that connects you to your customers and clients. So definitely reach out to us, send us a DM on Instagram. We want to hear from you. It's like Mitchell said, it's win-win. Yes, we have a product, we have a service, but more importantly, it's a solution for you to grow and scale your business. We love to partner with you on this. If you haven't already subscribed to this podcast, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any episode. We're going to wrap up this series next week. Also, share this episode out. You have business partners, colleagues, people that you network with. Share this out. Give us a review. Help us to reach more people, connect with more people. And we're looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. Until then, remember that together we
We
dream
dream
media.
media.